Hello and welcome to another X-Pro tutorial for SolidWorks modeling. In this tutorial, we will be creating this shift gear knob. After that, we will create a negative, some sort of a mold. For creating this is only theoretical, just to see how cavity functions work and so on. First, we will begin by creating this knob. Let's start by creating a new part. Let's go here, new part, okay. As always, we will be using millimeters for drawing. Start by making a sketch on the right plane. Right-click Sketch. First, I'll create a center line, make it horizontal, and make its middle and the origin coincident. Let's add another center line, a vertical one. This one will be 75 millimeters. And let's add another one somewhere around here. Make it horizontal also. And now we will add some dimensions from here to here. Let's make this 55. I will move this dimension a bit from this point to the vertical center line. Will be 20 millimeters, and on the other side, it will be 35. This line here will be 25 millimeters long. Let's move the dimensions of it. And now we will basically create a contour of the knob when you cut it from this right side. First, I will add two vertical lines. I will add a 5 millimeter dimension to this one, and I'll add another one, and I'll say that these two are equal. After that, I will add a 3-point arc from this point to this point here. Let's add another one from this point to this point, another one here, and one more from this point to this point here. These two will be tangent, this one here, and this one. Let me just add a center line from this point. It has to be horizontal. And let's make this arc and this line tangent. After that, we will make this arc and this arc tangent as well. And now we have a fully defined sketch, but I don't want sharp edges, here or here. I will add a sketch fillet. First one will be 15 millimeters in this corner here. Right-click to confirm, and then let's change this value to 10 millimeters and add it here. Again, right, click to confirm, and once more to exit the command. And we have a fully defined sketch. Let me just hide these relations here. So I'll open this drop-down menu and just uncheck this. Okay, we can exit the sketch and save this part. Let's call it knob. Let me just add this sketch. Right-click, add this sketch. I forgot to add a point here. Let's add this point in the middle of this vertical center line. Now I can exit the sketch. Next thing I want to do is create a plane that is actually a projection of the top plane. So it has to be parallel to the top plane. So I'll hold the Control key, drag the top plane upwards, and then just connect it here to this point. And let's confirm this command. And there we go. We have this play. Now, let's make a sketch on this plane now, right-click Sketch. And what I want is to create a contour of the knob, actually, of the half of the knob. So basically, in this plane, what I need is a 3-point arc. Let's start here somewhere and drag it. I'll be able to continue with another one, and then another one here. And I want this point. And this are here to be pierced. Same on the other side. And I'll draw, a center line, a horizontal one. It doesn't matter how long it is. Let's do the same on the other side from this point. And let's make the arcs tangent to these central lines. These arcs on the ends, once more. And I want these two arcs and these two to be tangent. So I can simply click on this point and say, tangent. Let's add some dimensions. This one will be 10, and the other one here on the other side. It will be the same. Let's click on both of them while holding Control, and let's say, make equal. Let's say that this one here is 25, okay? Let's exit Sketch. And now we will create a contour of the knob. But in the front plane, imagine if you had a real knob in your life and you cut it in this plane, you will get this sketch. It will create now. So let's make a sketch, right-click, Sketch on the front plane. We can hide this plane 1 so that it doesn't bother us. So we are still in sketch mode on the front plane here. Let's create a center line here. And I'll add a 3-point arc. I can't. Let's make this 12.5. And now we can add one arc from this point here. Let's add it like this. And I'll add a vertical line saying that these two are equal. This one will also be 5 millimeters. Now I'll add another arc. But like this arc and line will be tangent. This point and this arc will be pierced. But this is still not defined. I want this line, actually, this arc, to be tangent also. But for this, I need a center line from this point and make sure that it is horizontal. And now I can see that this arc is tangent to this horizontal line here. And there we go. It is fully defined. Let's exit the sketch. And now I'll create one more sketch here. I need a profile, a contour in the bottom of the knob. Let's create a sketch on the top plane using a 3-point arc. I'll create this contour, and let's just say that the middle of the arc is coincident to the origin. And here it is. Let's exit the sketch and save. Now what I want to do is split these arcs in a way so that I basically played the knob in 44 parts. One would be the first one, this one would second, third, and fourth. The way I can do that is by converting each one of these sketches and then using a command called split entities. Let me show you how it works. First, I will hide these 23 sketches, and I'll keep this one, the first one we drew. I'll make a sketch on the right plane, right-click sketch. I'll simply click on this sketch here and say, Convert Entities. Also, what I'll do is create a center line and just drag it like this, make sure it's horizontal, and then I'll make its middle and this point here, coincident. I'll add another one, but the vertical one. And there we go. Make sure that they are just outside of these lines, this contour. Now, what I can do is use split in this command. If you don't have it here, you can simply type here, split entities, and you will find it. But I have it. So let's enter the command. What I'll do is just click on this arc. Another one here also, but I don't need it here because this is already split. And now you can see that I have two works. What I'll do is make this point and this central coincidence. And let's do the same thing here. Now we have split this into 4 parts. We have these 2 arcs here and these 2 here, and these 2 on the bottom. The same here. Let's exit this sketch. I'll hide it. I hold hide the first one. See what else we have to split. We have to split this one, so I'll show it. I'll show the first one also. So let's create a sketch on plane 1. Let's convert sketch 2. And I'll draw a center line. Make sure it's horizontal from this point here. Again, split. And it is anywhere here. And then just make this coincidence. We have arcs on each side of the central line. Let's exit the sketch, and we can hide the first one. We need this one, we'll need this one also. And this one. These are the sketches we need to create half of the knob. Let's say this first, we will create this zone, the zone below this sketch here. And we will do this using the Lofted Surface feature. It's located here in the Surface tab. Let's activate the command for profiles. We want this one here and this sketch here, but what I want to do is right-click Selection Manager and then select each one of these one by one. Let's do it again. This one and this one. So it seems that the sketch I am looking for is not here. Let me just exit this or hide it. I didn't need this sketch. I need this one. Let's go again, loft the surface for a profiles this one, and then right-click Selection Manager, select this, and confirm here. And now this is called an open group. It's not a sketch. It's an open group. And for guide curves, again, I want just these 3 here. Right-click Selection Manager. 1, 2, 3. Confirm. Once again, right-click Selection Manager. 1, 2, and once more here, and there we go. The loft has followed all of these curves, and it's creating a surface. Let's confirm this command. Here it is. Let's save it. Now we will create this half. If you look at the part from here, we have the bottom of the created. The upper part, 1/2 will be this, and the other will be this one. We'll create this using the boundary surface feature here. For direction 1, let's go to Selection Manager and select these 2 arcs, confirm. Again, Selection Manager. Let me just first hide this surface. I need the sketch. It's hidden here somewhere. Here it is in the loft. Now, I'll use it. I need this one and this one for a direction 2. I need this arc here. Let's just go to Selection Manager and select this arc. Here it is. Now I'll create the other half. Let's go to Boundary Surface. Again, Selection Manager. These 2 arcs, let's confirm. Again, Selection Manager. 1, 2. Let's confirm. And for direction, I'll go to Selection Manager and cite this arc, and here it is. Great. It looks good. Now let's just unhide this surface body again. Now let's mirror this. On the other side, I can hide these sketches temporarily. For mirror face or plane, I'll use the right plane as go to Features, Mirror, and here, right plane is already selected, and they just select these bodies. What do we have? 3 surface bodies. And let's confirm this. Make sure to not to check these 2. Now, this kind of looks like a knob, but this is only a surface body. It doesn't have any thickness. It's not solid. When I make a cross section, you can see that it's just the surface. Now I want to close this bottom. I can do it by using a surface tool called Lofted Surface. I'll simply select these 2 edges. It will close this hole. Now when you look at the design tree, you can see that we have all of these surfaces created. But I want this to be one surface, except this one here. I want it separate. So what I can do is use a knit surface feature to merge them all together. And I can slide them here from this additional design tree. I need this one here, all except the filled surface. And I'll just need them together to have one surface. Instead of these 6, we will not check these 2 checkboxes. Let's confirm this. And now you can see in the design tree that we only have the filled surface and the knitted one. Let's save this. Now we will create a sketch on the top plane, but I'm looking at the part from this side. Let's create a sketch on the top plane, right-click, and what I'll do is use an ellipse, make it coincident here, and here also, and just drag it. Let's say that this here is 28 millimeters, and from here to here, 35. How double-click 45 to correct the dimension. Now, what I have a coincidence here. Delete this, and then I can move it. What I need is from this point to be 5 millimeters. Let's exit the sketch, and now I want to project. Let's check this. I can hide these sketches that are bothering me. Just right-click, hide. We have one more here and another one here. I want to project this sketch on this surface. I can do it using a Project Curve feature here in the Curves drop-down menu. Simply enter this, asking us which sketch we want projected on which phase. I want this sketch on this face here. Let's confirm it. Now, we have this curve created. We'll use a Sweep Surface tool to create a ring here. Let's go to Surface, Sweep Surface, and here we'll change it to Circular Profile. I can select the curve here, and let's change this to 3 millimeters in diameter. Let's confirm this command. And now we have created a surface that looks kind of like a ring, but I want this surface. This surface is created only to cut us a hole inside of this knob. What I can do is use Trim Surface, cut this ring into this knob. Surfaces that are going to be trimmed are the ring and the knob. I want a remote selection, top of the ring, this intersecting curve between the ring and the knob. And there we go. We will be left with a canal inside of the knob. Now we can add some fillets here. Let's go to Features Fillet, let's say 1 millimeter, and see what can be done, as simply go around, select these edges. Okay, let's create a new one. These 2 first, and then let's add another one. There we go. Now, this is still a surface body, but we need it as a solid body. If you create a cross-section, you can see that it's still just the surface body. Let me just first hide this curve. The way you can convert surface body to a solid body is by using Knit, and then selecting Create Solid that we left this field surface here, unneeded to the rest of the part. So now we can need these 2. I'll select them first and then go to Surface Need Surfaces. Here you can see this creates solid. Let's confirm this command. We don't have any more surface bodies in the design tree. We only have this one solid body. And if I do cross-section, you'll see that it's full of material. Remember that in the first sketch we created, we left a point in the middle of this vertical line, and now we will use it to create a plane. What I'll do is just offset the top line by holding Control and connect it here and confirm this command. I can hide the sketch now, and I can hide this plane, and let's save the part. Next thing, we will create a new part. So let's go to New Part. Let's go to Top Plane, right-click. We'll create a center tangle. It cites equal, let's say that there are 80 millimeters. Let's go to Features, extrude this mid-plane, 90 millimeters. Let's look at it from isometric view. We can save this part and name it box. Okay. What I want to do now is actually carve the knob inside of this box. The way I can do it is by using a cavity function or feature, but it only works from an assembly. So I need to create an assembly of these box in the knob first, and then we'll see how it works. Let's go here. Make assembly from part select box and import it. Now you see that the front plane of the box and the front plane of the assembly are coincident and is the same with all the other planes. And now, let's change the transparency of this box. Right-click, change transparency, and I'll insert the knob, just drag it inside. What I want to do is connect the front plane of the knob and the front plane of the assembly. Next, right plane of the assembly and the right plane of the knob. And if I would be able to connect the top plane of the knob and the top plane of the assembly, this would not look good because the knob would be outside of the box. So let's go back, Ctrl-Z, or I went one step too far. Let's connect, make the right planes. And we created a new plane here, which is in the middle of knob. And now we can use it to mate it to the top line of an assembly of the assembly. Now this looks better. We have the knob inside of the box. Shift-C will collapse the tree. We can save this assembly. Let's save it knob, and let's name it knob assembly. Now we won't create a negative of the knob inside of the box. This is the way you can do it. So right-click on the box and say Edit Part. Now we have entered the Edge Part mode inside of the assembly, here. We have this icon that's indicating this here also, so we need to activate the cavity command. You can do it here by typing cavity. And here it is. Let's activate it. The design components is basically the component we want to create. The negative of the one we want to do is the knob. Here it is. If I open this drop-down menu, and I can maybe change the transparency of the box. No, never mind. So we have the knob here. You can change the scaling if you want it larger or smaller, wherever you want. And let's confirm this command. Now change the transparency here, and we basically cannot see this. But if I hide the knob, you'll see that we are left with cavity inside of the box. So let's exit the Edit Part mode, and let's unhide this knob here. I can open the box, and here, I'll turn off the transparency and make a cross-section that change it to the right plane. Here we can see that we have created negative of this knob. But this is a closed box. I need only half of it. For example, the very simple way you can cut this into halves, and keep one is by using the split command from Direct Editing tab. Let's enter the command for trim 2. We will use the right plane. For example, I wanted to cut in the half where the right plane is going through the part. And let's say cut part. Here, we will be left with 2 of these. What it did is cut the part in half, and now we have 2 parts, and we just have to choose which one we will keep. Let's say this one. Consume. So this one will be cut, and we are left with only one side that actually has a negative of the knob inside of it. Let's save this, and let's go back to the assembly. Now I can turn off the transparency of the box, and let's say that I turn on the transparency of the knob, and now you can see that we have actually created a negative inside of the box. This is it. We are finished. I hope you liked this tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.